Welcome back.
How we doing?
Episode 23 in the bitch.
2-3.
23.
Jordan.
This is Colton Robertson, joined by none other than the magnificent Tavares Pennington.
Thank you.
No problem.
You're too nice.
I am.
Yeah.
How's your week been, buddy?
You know, busy as always.
Always.
That's how it goes. You know.
Yeah. I've also been pretty busy. I watched Bohemian Rhapsody this last week.
Okay.
And now I've done nothing but listen to Queen for 6 days.
Wow. That's passion. That's intense.
You know, I always knew. I'll talk about it here in a second because there's a little illusion there. But it is so fucking good. Other than that, didn't do much. I watched Bohemian Rhapsody.
Busy week.
There's this funny thing that happens in my house. I'm like a very unappreciated comic relief.
Gotta have those.
Yeah, and so my parents will be having like discussions with my brother or with each other or something, and I will chime in with the most random shit that means nothing. They will completely ignore me. Okay. It's fucking hilarious. I think it's funny as shit. So the other day, my mom's like, hey buddy, go get your backpack, talking to my little brother. Like, go get your backpack, and he's like, okay. He picks it up, and he's carrying it up the stairs, and my dad's like, whoa, that's heavy. What's in there? And I go, I said, jewels. He stole them from the Crown Prince of Saudi Arabia. I don't know how he got them, but he did.
What the fuck?
And nobody acknowledged it. Everybody was just kind of like...
It was just like...
Everybody moved on immediately.
Yeah.
Then like a couple seconds later, I just yelled, Vladimir Putin in a rowboat, and nobody said anything.
What the fuck? Why Vladimir Putin in a rowboat?
I don't know, it just felt right.
It felt right
In the moment.
Okay.
It's like this, all right? Let me paint you a picture of perfect serenity. You're on a boat.
Yeah.
In the middle of a lake at sunrise.
Yeah.
The water's sparkling as the sun rises over the horizon, and in the distance, you see a little silhouetto of a man.
Silhouetto?
Silhouetto.
Okay.
And he's coming towards you. He's standing.
The man.
And he's rowing. He's rowing towards you.
The man is rowing.
He's yodeling. He's yodeling, and you're like, oh my god, this is the most beautiful voice I've ever heard. I've got to know who this is.
Yodeling. I know exactly who it is.
He keeps coming towards. He keeps coming towards, and he comes into the light. And it's Vladimir Putin in a fucking rowboat.
No, it's Mason Ramsey, obviously.
Nope, it is fucking Vladimir Putin in a rowboat.
But Vladimir Putin isn't the Yodel guy. Yodel kid.
Yeah. But the point of the story was Vladimir Putin in a rowboat.
Well, that's just weird.
Of course it is. That's the point of it. It means fucking nothing. It's pointless.
But you said it.
It's stupid as shit.
But you said it.
Of course I did, because why else would I be talking? Everything that comes out of my mouth is stupid horse shit.
Okay.
Just complete garbage.
Okay. Well.
So if you do enjoy this podcast, please leave a review in Apple Music. That helps us a lot. It helps us grow, and we appreciate that immensely.
We would indeed.
So, shall we roll the tape?
I believe. Yes.
You have now entered the Penny Bloom Podcast, hosted by none other than Colton Robertson and Tavares Pennington. I hope you are prepared for a show unlike any that you've ever seen before. Or heard, I guess it's a podcast, so you aren't going to see anything.
To kick off the show, we're going to dive into our music segment. If there were any 5 songs ever that you could have been a fly on the wall for the creation of, like you were there in the studio while they were making it, what 5 songs would those be?
Would you like to go first?
Yeah, I'll give you one of my first ones. Otis. By Jay-Z and Kanye West.
Okay. And see, this is unique. Okay.
Yeah, Otis by Jay-Z. I almost went with Ninjas in Paris, and I also almost went with No Church in the Wild. But Otis, there's something about it that if Like, I have to imagine that in the studio because Jay doesn't write down a verse.
No.
So anytime that man gets on a mic, it's going to be exciting.
Yeah.
Because you know he's going to be good, and you know he has not thought of the shit at all.
Oh, yeah.
He's just going in.
Well, that's my thing. Like, Lil Wayne and Jay-Z, like, I know they do that, but, like, I wonder if they're just so good at thinking about shit.
Yeah, it's not that they're not thinking, it's that they're so good at thinking about what's supposed to come next that they do it.
Yeah.
It's bonkers. And I fucking love
That's
it.
why
I mean,
legends.
Otis was just probably, over time, my favorite song off that album.
Mm-hmm.
And, I mean, Kanye destroys it, and Jay destroys it, and that Otis Redding, that sample is fucking beautiful.
I know.
I mean, it just doesn't get much better than that song.
No, like, I remember hearing that song for the first time just being like, automatically, like, this is one of the greatest of all time. Exactly.
And I had zero doubt about that. So that's why I definitely had to have Otis by Jay-Z and Kanye West on my 5 songs.
Okay.
And you, what is your first?
Not your first,
but one of the 5.
Yeah. We're going to go No Church in the Wild.
No Church in the Wild, okay.
I had,
I mean, and the thing is, like, I almost went there because it's just like, now Frank's in the mix.
I know. That's what I was like, it's basically like, think about why we love Otis. It's because Kanye and Jay-Z going bar for bar with each other.
And then you
just throw in a little spice of Frank.
Ocean.
Like, just
you
like,
throw in a Frank Ocean hook.
You sprinkle a little bit on top.
Church
like,
in the Wild. Dude, that song.
That chorus.
You know what? Fuck Otis. I'm going to Church in the Wild.
The chorus is just like hypnotizing. Like, it's like Otis. I love because like bar for bar, it's probably a better song than No Church in the Wild. But No Church in the Wild just has the melodies. Like,
what's a mob to a king? What's a king to a god? And what's a god to a non-believer? Oh, it's so good.
Like, Frank just, like, hits the notes. Like, I don't know.
Oh, it's perfect. Yeah, Frank can sing his ass off. And the reason I went Otis was because I was initially looking for a different song with Frank on it so that I could put that. I didn't end up coming back to that.
I thought about a Frank song, but I was like, the collabs.
The collabs got to be there, you know? My next one, Vice City. By J-Rock and Black Hippie.
Okay.
And this one isn't obviously like it's a pretty big song. People know the song.
Yeah.
But it's not one people would consider like an all-time song. You know? I just wanted to be a fly on the wall while J-Rock, K-Dot, Absol, and Schoolboy all get together and just body that song because that song goes up. Can you imagine how fucking exciting that recording was? If it was done in one. I don't know, obviously. But, like, if it was done in one recording, wouldn't that be...
Yeah, no, like, that would be one of the... Like, Vice City is one of the songs where I was like, why do people not talk about J-Rock? Like, what
J-Rock's
the hell?
So fucking good.
He is so underrated.
Yeah, so, I mean, just being able to see all of them in their fucking element working with Top Dog. Because, like, that song, is like, any song with Black Hippie on it, is the best example of TDE getting together.
Yeah.
There's not a lot where there's more
Black
than that.
Black Hippie is just it. And, like, they'll never put out an album, but it's okay.
Yeah. So, I almost went that part.
That part? Yeah, but I see why you went. Like,
Vice City is Black Hippie.
Yeah.
That part was a remix, you know? So I had to go.
Yeah.
But, yeah. Vice City by J-Rock and Black Hippie.
Check it out.
For sure.
Next up, Swagger Like Us.
I almost went Swagger Like Us too. That was actually the song that inspired the segment.
Something about samples and melodies just gets me. Like, I don't know what it is, but when you put a dope ass sample with the crazy ass like melody that you just like, I don't know, it's just that it just stick. Like, these are like sounds like the No Church in the Wild chorus and the Swagger Like Us chorus. Like, they just stick out to me like as just like sounds that like aren't comparable to anything else I've heard. Like,
yeah, they are extremely original. Like, who all is on Swagger Like Us? That's T.I., Jay-Z, Kanye, and Wayne, right?
Yeah.
Damn. That would just be something to see.
Yeah, like, exactly. Like, God. I don't know if, like, obviously this all happened in the same recording session, but, like...
It's so good.
The way they make it come together, like, it just sounds incredible.
It really does. My next one is Runnin', Dying to Live by Tupac and Notorious B.I.G.
Interesting.
I wanted to get them in here.
Okay.
I was looking for essentially any song that they did together. You know?
Yeah.
I was like, okay, I just need something where they were in the studio at the same time.
Yeah.
Because if you're there
legends.
while Tupac and Biggie, the only two rappers in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame,
yeah,
I'm like the shits.
You know? Yeah, you got to.
So fucking good.
Biggie and Tupac.
Oh, I think I had that wrong. Jay-Z is the only rapper in the Songwriter Hall of Fame. Tupac.
Oh, really?
Is in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. B.I.G. was just nominated.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah. That's what I heard. But Biggie and Tupac just, like, together, like, despite what happened between them, like they really dominated the coast.
They dominated the game.
Like, that's just, like, that. They were rap for a while.
And before all the falling out shit, like, they were friends.
Yeah, exactly.
They were homeboys. And it was just the East versus West Coast that ultimately ended up pitting them against each other. It was Suge Knight and Diddy. Not as much Diddy. Mostly Suge Knight. That just fucked shit up.
Yeah, you know.
And it's so disappointing because imagine if we still had Pac and Biggie.
Life would be a hell of a lot better.
In theory, yes.
Theory. No, in practice.
Yes, it would be better.
Yeah.
And they would just be like Jay-Z and Kanye's age. Isn't
Wait,
that
really?
Like a little older,
okay,
a tad bit older, like a couple years. But like, they would not be out of the game yet.
They would have had actual full careers. Like they'd be legend. Like right now. Like, I mean, I think they would be. I don't know.
There's also something to the theory that they would not be nearly as big a deal had they not
there,
died.
There definitely is something to that. But they had made, like, I don't know. Like, honestly, I guess I don't have any frame of reference for what the noise was like before they died, you know? Like, it's like the same paradox with how we... Did you pause it?
No.
Oh. It's like the same paradox in how we talk about, like, X.
Yeah.
Like, it's kind of like we're like, yeah, like, no, like, he's definitely got to go down in history. Other people are like, I mean, he was average as fuck. And we're just like, no, shut the hell up. Like, you know?
And it's hard to take any artist that was as big as X was even and not consider them something of a historic piece when they die.
Exactly. Like, we were just having this debate in a group chat that I'm in, and they were like, people were trying to say, like, oh, X is like, nobody remembers X. There's so many people that are better than him. But it's like, when you look at streaming numbers, his impact surpassed any other SoundCloud rapper to ever put it. Like, other than Chance, Chance was. I don't think he's.
I label him just a bit before SoundCloud.
He's a SoundCloud rapper with the asterisk. Like,
yeah.
Like that's just the way it is. But X was pure SoundCloud. Like I've never seen a buzz like that for any other SoundCloud.
For rapper. Sure, and no matter your feelings about him, because he wasn't a great dude. He made music. Yeah. And he made music well.
Yeah.
But that adds to the Pac and Biggie thing too, because I don't know. There's enough people who don't like the style of rap that Pac and Biggie did that if they would have made it out of that time.
But you gotta consider within the context of the time. Like, we don't have the frame of reference where they didn't have the frame of reference for the type of music.
Like obviously they would have evolved. Obviously.
I mean, maybe they wouldn't have. Maybe they would have kept doing what they're doing because I mean, there's still a market for it.
Maybe the game's completely different. Maybe Pac and Biggie don't die, and we get like another 10 years of gangster rap.
Maybe, yeah. Or, you know, it's hard to think about these things because like it just doesn't exist. But like,
it's all just theorizing. Yeah. Like, if Pac
we don't know what they could have like fucking started making like Rastafarian music or some shit.
Yeah, exactly.
Like classical music or I don't know.
There's no telling what they would have done with their futures.
Exactly.
But it's just interesting to know or think about what could have been had they continued to live.
Yeah.
Had they not been killed.
'Tis indeed.
And the fact that nobody knows who killed either of them, that's bullshit.
Wild. It's wild.
That's bullshit. Someone fucking knows.
I feel like that we'd know if someone knew.
And that's the thing. Ever since we started watching Mr. Robot, I firmly believe, no, we wouldn't know.
Has Mr. Robot made you critical of our government?
I was already critical of our government.
That's fair. The government is hiding it. They're keeping it a secret.
Exactly. That's why we need to get Vladimir Putin over here, send him over on a rowboat.
Okay. Force him to row all the way here.
Yodeling and shit. Just like, I'm Vladimir Putin.
I'm Vladimir Putin.
Or like, yodeling.
One of the two. Yeah.
One of the two. But yeah, that's why Pac and Biggie Running, Dying to Live would be one of the greatest songs to ever witness being made. What's your next one?
My next one, it's gotta be Cream.
I put Cream on my list.
Everything around me.
Cream, get the money. Dollar bills, y'all. It's just too good. I put Cream on my list, and I took it off for Running, Dying to Live.
I don't know if I would have did that.
I think Cream's a better song. 100%.
Well, yeah, okay.
But it was just the Pac and Biggie thing of it that got me.
Yeah. I don't know. Like Wu-Tang's just more. They're in my mind right now.
Yeah,
you know, like,
you're watching. Yeah.
It's like and like I just really love that the show is like giving me the historical context. Like because like that's just we might have talked about this already on the podcast, but like Wu-Tang, there's always this kind of disconnect between my understanding of what Wu-Tang was and like the music that I'd hear, because like I'd hear it, I'd be like, oh yeah, I mean I know who like was in Wu-Tang. I don't really like know if I could recognize it by voice. There's so many of them.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's like it was like really like
there was only a couple that were distinctive enough that you knew who it was.
And the type of posse cuts that they were doing, that they were pioneering, like nobody really does that anymore. Like we have examples like what's the A$AP Rocky song? One Train,
yes.
Like that's like one of the more modern examples of posse cut, similar to what like how Wu-Tang was making music and like All of Me. But like other than that, like we don't really have too many examples of like that sort of music, and it's like weird because like we don't really understand it that way, because we're like, you know, like I mean one person makes a song and they have features, like whose song was it? It's Wu-Tang's song. Like like it's like that just wasn't really a thing that we did. So like
I would love if that came back around though.
I would
and
too.
It feels like it kind of is. We got the Beast Coast album earlier in the year. We're getting Ghetto Sage with Saba, Smino, and No Name, which I am so fucking excited.
And you know what? I think Brockhampton kind of pioneered this.
Brockhampton also did too.
Like like not really pioneered this, but like brought it back into relevancy. Like this idea of like getting like
a collective.
There have been attempts at doing
like
things
A$AP
like
Mob. A$AP Mob's another one that really has been doing that shit.
Yeah, exactly. And A$AP Mob's probably the best modern example of. But that's a little different though, because
they all have solo.
Like, well, A$AP Rocky is like A$AP Rocky's the RZA, but like A$AP Rocky had much more of a prominent solo career before getting A$AP Rocky or A$AP Mob acclaim, like than RZA. Like RZA was like, from what I'm seeing, like he was Prince Rakeem for a little bit and like just to break in, and then like he was like, nah, it's just Wu-Tang shit. Like this is where the music's coming from. Like, but like if we went back to that, like that would be really dope. But Brockhampton, like they were one of the first modern groups that like I listened to, and I'd be like, I mean, I don't really know who's saying anything.
I don't know who's doing what, and now I do.
But now I do.
Now I do because I've listened to them
exactly.
for so long.
We've grown like with them, like we've been listening to them. Well, I haven't. I guess my first time I listened to them was Saturation 2, but
that's not that deep into their career. That's
it really
they released Saturate. Oh, they released that fucking All American Boyfriend.
Boy band. All American something.
But
or was that
was Kevin
Kevin's
Abstract?
Yeah, I was like,
that was
Kevin
Abstract. We were getting this completely wrong. What was Brockhampton's
How did we both
album?
agree on that and then both realize at the same time?
I don't know. Their first album would have been
All American Trash.
That's right.
Okay.
All American Trash. But yeah, and it was good. I went back and listened to it after I listened to Saturation 2, because Saturation 2 was when I think both of us got put on
American Boyfriend.
I knew that one. Yeah. I knew that was American Boyfriend. Also, fucking astounding album. I mean, that song Empty?
Oh. Yeah, I mean, come on. That song Empty?
As I walk down
if you don't know Empty, like, you don't know indie.
Facts.
I mean, it's just the truth. If you don't know Empty, you don't know. Like, every person I know who's like...
And I don't know. Our my heart. So fucking good.
Kevin Abstract, what a guy.
But yeah, Cream.
Get the money. Dollar bills, y'all.
There's a scene in Nerve. Have you ever seen that? Dave Franco
where
and Emma
Roberts.
Where she
that is actually.
I know, and I was like, yo, Emma Roberts. I was like, you kind of a
I was like,
kind of boo for that.
No, I ain't gonna lie though. I was like, how long did it take you to learn that for this role?
Yeah,
you not know damn well.
No,
you
I don't know.
That.
I don't know. I feel like, I mean, she didn't know the words to that song. Okay. Don't get me wrong, but I think
I'm sure she knew the song. Yeah.
She seems hard enough.
Yeah.
she seems like she's got an edge to her that would listen to Wu-Tang Clan.
You know, like honestly, I was really debating between Cream and Wu-Tang Clan Ain't Nothing to F With.
Oh.
Like, that song is really
Wu-Tang ain't nothing to fuck with.
I just love how it's like,
oh, it's so good.
And it's like the like claps in the background. It's like, boom.
Another really good Wu-Tang song that would have been awesome is Bring the Ruckus.
Bring the Ruckus, yes.
Bring the motherfucking ruckus.
Bring the motherfucking ruckus.
It's so good.
Like, it's just like, you listen to that, like, anything you're doing.
You just want to ram your head through a fucking wall.
You're just like, yeah, like Wu-Tang, like, yeah, I'm ready. Oh shit! And like,
head through a wall immediately.
Immediately.
God, Wu-Tang was so fucking good, so good.
So good.
My next song, International Players Anthem. By UGK and Outkast.
Not gonna lie, I forgot about that one. I didn't even consider that.
Yeah, it didn't occur to me until we were searching through your music to find your five.
Oh, really?
You scrolled past it for a second, and I was like, looking. Boom, that's it. I have to add that.
Yeah.
I mean, just for Andre 3000's verse alone. I type a text to this girl I used to see, saying that I found this cutie pie with whom I want to be with. And I apologize if this message gets you down. Then I CC'd every girl that I CC round town. I mean, and I hate to see y'all frown, but I'd rather see her smiling.
Andre Benjamin, man, like, the dude just does the shit.
3 Stacks goes crazy.
He's always going crazy.
I mean, and don't get me wrong. I mean, Pimp C and UGK went crazy. Big Boy did good.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just an all-around great song. Beautiful. And that music video, fucking brilliant. I love that music video.
Crazy.
All in all, that might be my favorite rap song of all time.
Yeah. I've heard you say this for a couple years now. So
it's stuck up there.
Yeah.
Like, there's not a lot of songs that, if it comes on, every time I think about it, I think one of my favorite songs ever.
Yeah.
And that's definitely up there.
Yeah, no, it's definitely like that. I was kind of like that with some solo songs, but I decided to kind of just go for the recording. If we're going for recording, it's not all about like my favorite songs, but
yeah, that's what I did.
It just so happens that one of your favorite songs is like
one of the greatest collabs of all time.
Yeah, exactly.
What is your? Is this your fourth song then?
Yeah. Had to go. Electric Relaxation. I
almost went with a different Tribe Called Quest song.
Which
I almost
one?
went with
Bonita
Applebum.
Yeah.
Or Can I Kick It?
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Oh, Can I Kick It?
See, but
yes, you can.
I might have even considered that one more. Or I'm missing a Tribe song that I love. But yeah, I was listening to Electric Relaxation earlier today, and I was just like this one is like
it's just so I was just good.
Like I need to listen. Like, I listen to Tribe, but like I need to listen to them more. Like, I just
me too.
Don't feel like I listen to them enough.
It's a Tribe Called Quest is one of those groups that like I don't rediscover them, obviously, but every few months I listen to them once, and then I listen to them for a week. Like, it's like if I listen to a Tribe Called Quest once, I'm going to be listening to them for a while.
They're just like that. Like, I don't know.
Their music is just it's nothing like anything I think we've heard since.
Yeah.
Like, it is one of the most original acts in music
exactly.
ever.
And what proved that to me was We Got It From Here, Thank You For Your Service. Like, that album, like when it came out, it didn't have a huge impact. But like, well, one song did, the We the People song. That
We the People, that was a big one.
Impact. But like, when I think about like the Tribe, like a Tribe Called Quest discography, like I think of that album and I'm like, that was honestly one of their
best albums.
Yeah, that was like a pretty good album. Like,
what is your favorite Tribe Called Quest album?
Low End Theory. Like, it's just Low End Theory. Like,
Low End Theory. Midnight Marauders gives it a run for its money for me.
It does. I actually really liked Logic's flip of Midnight Marauders.
Yeah, that was pretty good. Yeah. I haven't thought about that in a while.
Mixtape Logic, like,
he was good.
We might need to do like a little segment on that.
Yeah, we might have to just do a little segment on all mixtape phases. Like, Childish Gambino has a great mixtape. J. Cole.
Start a series.
Oh yes, we should.
Nobody talks about mixtapes.
Then we'll do it.
I listen to hella mixtapes.
So do I.
We can talk about Mac Miller's Alter Egos too.
Fuck, here we. Okay, yeah, we'll do that later. We'll do that later. I kind of want to do that tonight now.
Yeah.
All right, so my last song, the only one that I didn't have rap in, was "Under Pressure" by Queen and David Bowie. I mean, to be there to see Freddie Mercury and David Bowie's minds collide in music would be like witnessing a supernova. Like
a supernova developing.
Like, it's just, I can't even imagine, dude.
Yeah, it's just beautiful.
It's and the song shouldn't work.
The
beginning of it, Freddie Mercury is just scatting.
Nothing about David Bowie or Freddie Mercury should work.
like they are so innovative and so creative and so they think outside the box so much.
Exactly.
Or they thought so outside the box so much that like everything they made was so forward thinking and so new that at the time maybe it wasn't as
nobody
appreciated.
knew like what to do with this. They're like, what the like?
Yeah, like
this just blows my mind.
Bohemian Rhapsody. That song is 6 minutes long, from Queen. Their 1975 album A Night at the Opera featured that song, and that was their single. They released a 6-minute song as their single.
That's how confident they were.
And they should have been, because I listened to that song on repeat all day, every day.
Oh, yeah.
Because it is the quickest 6-minute song I've ever heard in my life.
Yeah.
But Under Pressure by Queen and David Bowie, an all-time song.
Classic.
And one of the greatest collabs that's ever been done in music, period. What is your last song?
So this one is more symbolic than anything, but this is still the premier song. Potato Salad. Tyler and ASAP, just like together, like.
I almost went with Who Dat Boy because of that.
You really?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. I was just like, like honestly, like I just picked Potato Salad because that's just like the best example of them collabing. I feel like, but like just in general.
Yeah, that's I think that's my favorite collab of.
I would honestly make a case for What the Fuck Right Now.
Oh yeah,
that shit was like when I first heard that, like I was just listening.
What the fuck right now?
And like it's on nothing but YouTube, which I kind of hate, but I was just like that song. It's like.
Yeah, when Potato Salad first dropped, it wasn't on any streaming service either, and I was like, "Damn!"
I know.
I was like, "This song is one of my favorite songs." I was
like, "Am I gonna
songs.
have to keep going back to YouTube to listen to this?"
Yeah,
and just like the fact that they like did it on that beat, like,
just give me a cold shoulder. I'm like, I speak for myself. So I keep a high-waisted alligator to belt. Like
Tyler, like, why you rap like that? Like,
when he went through all the PlayStation controls. When he went through all the PlayStation.
And then the video, too. Like, the video really, like, I don't know.
Fire.
It's such a good video.
And it's so simple. It's simplistic as fuck.
Exactly. It's just, like, they were probably just in Paris, like, maybe even doing very separate things. And just like, hey, you want to meet up for, like, a couple hours, knock out this video? And they're like, yeah, sure.
They're like, yeah, fuck yeah. I mean, it is truly, truly amazing. So, of course, Potato Salad would be the one to top this all off.
Yeah, you know, Tyler, ASAP.
It's perfect.
What more can you say?
Perfect dynamic. Let's go into our next segment. We're going to be talking about some television. We got an Arrow premiere. We got some more Wu-Tang. We got a little bit more Flash. And I wanted to take a moment to talk about SNL.
SNL. Wasn't Chance on?
Chance is about to be on.
Oh, okay.
This Saturday. This upcoming Saturday.
Okay.
Yeah,
he's going to do Hot Shower. I guarantee it.
Oh, I hope he doesn't.
He will.
I bet he's going to.
It's SNL. It's the perfect audience for it.
I don't agree really. I think he'd be more likely to perform something like Sun Come Down or maybe Town on the Hill. I bet he's gonna take the time to perform the more slow, the slow, meaningful songs rather than the big pop songs. You know.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah. So Chance will be pulling double duty. He'll be host and guest for music.
Interesting. Chance is always doing the most.
Yeah, he's only the 27th artist to do that in the 45-year history of SNL.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's kind of that's a pretty awesome accomplishment.
It is.
But yeah, SNL's been doing really well lately. They had David Harbour on, and his musical guest was Camila Cabello. David Harbour was fucking meant for SNL.
Yeah.
He
David
is fucking.
Harbour
He
is
was
hilarious.
so fucking funny. They had a Joker spoof that was super funny,
that
where he was
so good.
where David Harbour was the Oscar the Grouch.
Oh shit.
He's like, when your life's trash and everything's trash, why don't you just become trash?
Oh my god.
Yeah, it was pretty fucking funny.
Let
I'll
me
have to
go
show
more.
it to you. But yeah, they've also had Woody Harrelson on as a host, and there was another host in the middle there that I really, really enjoyed, but I cannot remember it at the moment. I feel bad about that, but it was really good.
You want to just start talking with SNL?
What?
You just want to start the segment with SNL?
That's what I was doing.
Oh shit.
I was just gonna keep going there.
Okay.
Shit, I don't know who. I can't remember the host of the second SNL.
Oh.
But it's all been very, very good.
I see.
Super funny season so far. Colin Jost and Michael Cera are always perfect on Weekend Update.
Oh yeah.
I love them together. Cecily Strong, always great. Kate McKinnon, iconic. I love SNL, dude. It makes me feel so. It just makes me so happy. It's something I've been watching for like my whole life. If that was ever something I ever got to do was host SNL, that'd be fucking crazy.
That'd be the thing.
Oh, that would be the thing. Give me awards. Give me anything. Hosting SNL. That's the dream.
All right,
for me.
now we got your career goal.
Yeah, ultimately.
Well,
that's not the career goal. That's just something that would be nice to have.
But you got to make it your goal, or you're never gonna get it.
Okay. Okay, you've convinced me. Yeah, SNL. I love it.
SNL.
That's all I gotta say. What you've been watching some Wu-Tang.
I have.
I haven't caught up, but I will allow you to
Yeah.
speak on it because, they end up making music, and I know that.
And it's the first episode. It almost like felt fake. Like I was just like, is this like the right show? Like, is it just gonna like be like, oh, and it was all a dream? I was like, it's like, what is this? Is that really about to happen? But it wasn't. It was really like they started like really pulling out all the stops. Like Prince Rakeem like starts to actually like gain a little bit of clout like in the streets and shit. And he's like, the scene from the trailer?
Yes.
Happens.
Well, that's always good. You always think that things that happen in trailers are gonna happen in the movie. That's the idea anyway.
Yeah. No, but the scene where they're in the recording studio and like it's like Inspector Deck, Raekwon, Ghostface, RZA, ODB, like they're all in there.
They're
like,
all there.
That happens in this one, and it doesn't come without its problems, obviously, but
yeah. I mean that's the point of the show. There has to be some triumph,
But it was nice to kind of finally see some like them start to actually be able to see some of their dreams come to fruition, and like they even had. And I remember when it happened when they saw the Dominicans go on stage together and they like swept that shit.
Yeah.
I was like, they're gonna call it back to that.
Yes.
And
Yeah. For
be
sure.
like that's how to do it. Like that's what we're supposed to do. And I was like, it's just all starting to make sense. Good episode.
That's
good episode. It's a great. This is a really good season of TV. Like it's like comparable to like Euphoria for me. Like not like obviously in the same sense, but just
I really need to catch up because I think
I'm
only like 4 or 5 episodes in.
Oh really?
So yeah, I've got a few to catch up on, but I'm really excited about it. I just haven't gotten around to it. You know the deal.
It's starting to happen.
Well, we also got the Arrow season premiere.
That shit was wild. I mean, I didn't see all of it, but like what I did see, I don't know what the fuck is happening.
So basically, the Monitor sent.
Okay. I guess I mean this kind of relates to both. No, I'll wait till Flash. Go ahead.
Okay, so the Monitor basically sends Oliver Queen, the Oliver Queen that he said, "This is time. This is your time. The crisis is coming. We need you now."
Mm-hmm.
He calls for him to go to a certain Earth. I don't know which Earth. I can't remember which Earth, but he already knew the Laurel Lance of that Earth.
Because he got picked up
at the end of season 8.
Okay. Now that makes a little more sense.
Yeah, and he was sent to a different Earth where he already knew the Laurel Lance there.
She was alive?
Yeah, in that Earth. She was alive.
Well, doesn't he know everyone there?
Yes, he knows everyone there. But like he actually previously knew this Laurel Lance, that specific Laurel Lance.
So she knows that he's from a different Earth.
Yes.
Okay.
And she's working with a Green Arrow of that Earth.
Wait, so there's 2 Green Arrows
in that, but it's not Oliver Queen.
Okay.
It's not Oliver Queen, and that's a fun thing that I'd like for you to find out on your own. So, but
it's Barry, isn't it?
You'll see. Tommy Merlin comes back.
I saw that. Yeah. Everybody comes back.
Everyone's back. Moira's back.
I was like, his mom died like season 2. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Didn't she die season 2?
Yeah. Slade killed that.
Yeah.
Killed her. It's bad.
I remember that was a painstaking episode. I've seen like the first 3 seasons, 3 or 4, 3.5. I'll say 4.
Yeah, dude, it only gets better. Season 5 was one of the best seasons of television.
Is that Ra's al Ghul?
No, that's season 3.
Oh yeah, you're right.
But season 5 is Adrian Chase, which you haven't gotten to yet. Which, now that I'm saying that out loud, Adrian Chase is the Green Arrow of the other Earth. I'm like, now that won't mean anything to you, so that's him. It's Adrian Chase is the Green Arrow of the.
Oh shit! I don't even remember which one he was.
He's season 5's villain.
Is he?
He's the Dark Archer.
Okay, yeah, that's what I thought.
Or he's not the Dark Archer. He's Prometheus. That's his name.
Yeah, I've heard about that season.
But yeah, the Dark Archer is back in this premiere, and it was so good. It made me cry multiple times just because I'm a pussy when it comes to superhero stuff. Makes me happy.
Happy stories.
And sad. Very, very sad.
Very, very sad.
He pulled out a picture of Felicity and his child and fucked me up. Because Felicity's not in this season.
Yeah.
She's not in it.
She's done?
Yeah, she is not going to be in this season at all.
Damn, why not?
Just her story allowed for it to end there.
But wasn't her last scene just being like, what the fuck? He's taking you? Like, what the hell?
Yeah. Well, no, not necessarily. That whole last episode was kind of a wrap-up for her storyline. It was fitting.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it was fine, but, I mean, obviously I
Wait, is she, like, moving away or some shit? Like...
No, you'll see. I don't want to spoil that. But, it was good, great season premiere, honestly. It ends with the Earth that Oliver was visiting being destroyed. Ultimately wiped out.
So that's the Earth.
That's a Earth.
Yeah, because it happens on all of them.
Yeah, it's going to.
Yeah.
And it's just that Earth was the first to get hit by the antimatter wall.
Okay.
And he watched it happen, and he watched all the people he's already seen die again. And it was really sad. It fucked me up pretty hard.
During the first episode of Arrow?
Yeah.
Damn.
Like, all the people from that Earth that he wasn't connected to necessarily. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah, they all died. So, spoiler alert. Everybody dies.
Does Oliver die?
No. He's still in the shit.
He just survives? Like, does the antimatter just not hit him? Or like...
Yeah, he opens one of those tachyon portals that Cisco gives them.
He was the only one that got out, though? Like
No.
Oh.
Yeah?
Just tell me. It's
all right,
fine.
John Diggle is on that Earth.
On
his John Diggle.
He came with him?
Mm-hmm. No, he didn't go with him. He met him there because he used one of those tachyon things that Cisco made.
So John Diggle brings him back.
John Diggle essentially saved him.
Okay. John, what a guy.
I fucking love John Diggle, dude.
Now
he gave a couple of his classic "We're brothers" speeches, you know.
Oh yeah, I see.
We're brothers.
They play the tropes a lot, like really heavily.
Oh, but I like it. It makes it just enjoyable.
Yeah, but I feel like they do it like it's just enjoyable. Like even just how they've done this, like the Flash the Flash runs to the future and sees this happen, and then the Arrow experiences it. Like that's just kind of how they do things. Like the Arrow's always like you know, and they're always like on the same like page, but like they on like two different sides of it. Kind of.
Yeah, I get you. Like they're telling the same
page,
story,
but two different sides.
They're telling the same story.
They're telling the same story.
Yeah, and it's pretty awesome to see this early on.
Exactly.
Like this is the most they've ever done it.
Yeah, for sure. And they know they have to because like they got to go out with the bang for Arrow.
I know. And what's interesting though is let's transfer this into the Flash talk because I don't know anymore who's supposed to die. We don't technically know what the deal was that Arrow made with.
But we know that the supposed deal is that the Flash is obviously the one who's supposed to die, but the Arrow makes a change in that, and he ends up taking his place. Because he says where one life is given, another
is taken. Yeah. But like, I don't know. Like, there's something so weird about this that like. They're pushing Barry Allen to "you are going to die," and they're pushing Oliver Queen to "you are going to die."
But Oliver hasn't told anyone about his deal, has he?
Yeah, but wouldn't.
But like, if they think of, like once the Flash finds out, I feel like a logical conclusion is they'd be like, "Oh shit, okay," like.
Oh yeah.
And then
true.
maybe like Barry like does something where he's like, you know, I'm gonna. Like no, Arrow's got to die. That's how this show ends. Like I don't like that's what's fucking me.
Literally just fucking me
because they have laid out the steps to how the Arrow ends. Who does that a season before the show ends? You don't just spoil the surprise a season before it happens and then everything happened as expected. So something has
to happen in Arrow, and that's why I think he might not die. Because there's nothing. I don't think there's anything else they can do there.
But a show is ending. The Flash can't die.
Yeah, and I agree with that. That's what the problem is.
The Flash can't die. Just think about it pragmatically. The Flash cannot die.
And then it just wouldn't be as meaningful if someone else died, and that's why it sucks. Because I cannot figure it out.
Yeah.
And I hope I know it's probably going to be that Oliver Queen just dies, and I get that. But I like to hold on to the hope that maybe something else is in store for us.
But that's my thing. Like something else has to be in store. They can't just foreshadow these events that heavily.
That's true. But I don't know. I was going to argue maybe it's red herring, but there's just so much of it.
But that's what I mean. That's kind of the argument that I'm making functionally is that, like, in some sense, we are experiencing a red herring. We just haven't,
seen
been
what
around the curve.
Yeah.
It's very early on, and it's like that's the thing. It's like this show has to develop somewhere, and it has to engage us at the same time. Like when you just think about it, like making a TV show, like those are two basic requirements.
Oh yeah.
What the fuck is gonna happen? I know we're explaining the basic story mechanics of any story ever, but like,
how do they do that?
The fact that they're making us think on this basic of a level, though, about how their show is being done, like, is kind of crazy. You always kind of know that something is going somewhere. You don't know where it's going, but this is like you feel like you know where it's going, but you don't.
Exactly. Like I feel like I know Oliver Queen's gonna die. Okay,
yeah.
He's gonna die.
He's gonna die.
It's like how I felt about Iron Man going into Endgame. He was going to die.
Actually, I didn't really think, like, I mean, I guess it was a logical thing to think, but like I didn't really like. I was like, oh shit, Iron Man's gonna die.
Like, well, yeah, so was I.
Yeah.
But in the movie, I was like, no, I didn't think they'd really do it.
Yeah.
But he has to die. And
yeah,
it's just got to be something. I don't know what the something else is, and that's what's pissing me off because nothing would be big enough to make up for that. You know,
a trope that they like to do in the comics is in a lot of the like. I'm thinking the main continuity at some point this happens in a lot of alternative universes. Though the Oliver Queen that exists in the story that you're hearing from the comic is a second Oliver Queen who's already died. And they bring him like another Oliver Queen from another Earth.
Okay, I almost brought up that theory a couple seconds ago.
Seriously?
Yeah, but I was just like, maybe. And I don't. It just wouldn't be satisfying.
They've done it too much with the Flash. Like that is Harrison Wells' thing. Like I feel like they got to reserve that.
And if they did do that, it just feels kind of like, we're being cheated.
Yeah.
Like it's like okay,
that would be really
Oliver
bad.
Queen died, but like it's not.
So
now it's like nothing happened.
Basically, we're concluding that either they're gonna do something that's gonna fucking blow our socks off, or they're gonna do something that's
extremely disappointing.
Yeah.
And I hope it's not the latter. I don't think it'll be the latter.
They're rolling the dice. Like, at least with shows where you don't know where, like, you're just kind of completely perplexed. Like, they can say, like, oh, it has this meaning or this meaning. If they're just like, yeah, Oliver Queen dies, you thought the Flash was going to die, but he doesn't. Everything is cool now.
Well, that's the thing. I don't even think the Flash is going to die.
I don't think the Flash... He can't die.
Otherwise, his show would end. Logically, that's, that doesn't make sense.
And like they're grooming the Flash to take over Arrow's spot at least for a couple more seasons.
You'd think so. Like you'd think if they took Arrow 8, they could easily take Flash 8.
Yeah.
Like I mean,
it's already 5 or 6.
What is fascinating though is that the first half of both of their seasons are modeled in like almost the exact same way. Mm-hmm. They're gonna mirror each other the entire season.
I love that.
And that's so dope.
Yeah.
I mean, like.
I just, like, they're building the fucking universe. Like, they're doing what Marvel is doing on the big screen.
On a TV show level.
On a TV show level.
It's amazing.
It's amazing.
And I'm so excited for the spin-off that they're going to have for the Canaries.
Oh, yeah.
With Kate McNamara and Julia Harknavy. I can't remember how to pronounce her name. And Katie Cassidy. Oh, Laurel, Dinah, and Oliver's daughter.
Bring it back.
It's going to be so dope.
Wait, what's this song?
Bring it back, bring it back.
Bring them out. It's hard to yell when
the barrels in your mouth.
When the barrels in your mouth. Swizzy. Bring them out.
But yeah.
Bring them out.
Arrow is certainly...
I can't hear you. No,
Arrow is certainly building a universe here.
Arrow is.
Shall we move on to our movie segment?
We shall.
El Camino.
That shit, yo.
So good.
Like, I love that they finally gave my man Jesse fucking Pinkman his shine.
And his solace.
Like, and this is going to be my claim throughout. No matter what you say. Watching Breaking Bad at least once, you wondered, why the hell is Walt the main character?
I didn't wonder that necessarily. I just wondered why Jesse wasn't more of the focus.
Yeah, that's fair. One of those two things you thought.
Yes. It's because for the show to have been as fundamentally good as it was, Walt's story needed to play out the way it did.
It did, but like imagine like it playing out from the perspective of Jesse. I feel like that would be so much like obviously either way is fascinating, but I feel like it would have been at least just as fascinating as Walt's story.
What would be really fascinating is if it went from Jesse Pinkman's perspective, you could argue that it would almost have been more like Walter White was the villain all the way throughout that story.
Yeah. Exactly, but like, obviously they did something interesting by like that still kind of being the story.
That still being the case, even though he was the
from
protagonist.
The perspective, of him. So you were able to empathize a lot more with him.
But he would have been much more of the protagonist.
I'm realizing some of the best shit just like plays with this idea, like in the perspective of the villain.
Yeah.
Like you just. Obviously, I'm thinking about this more because of the Joker movie, but it's just like it's interesting when they do shit.
Yeah, I love when they focus on the villain. It's like the most satisfying television or movies, really.
Yeah.
Like that's why Black Panther was so good.
Exactly.
Is because
that's why
Eric Killmonger was such a big part of that movie.
That's why Endgame and Infinity War was so good. That's why.
That's why most Marvel movies are good.
Honestly.
And if the Marvel movie isn't memorable,
it's because
it wasn't a memorable villain.
Yeah, isn't that a fact though?
It is a fact. If your superhero movie is going to be good, the villain has to be memorable.
Right.
And
think about the Spider-Man movies. Like they've never given like no Spider-Man movie has ever. Well, I guess Spider-Man 3 did, and like.
I also thought I remember the original Spider-Man trilogy very well. Green Goblin, which was a pretty great.
They did that with and honestly that is why that's like. Yeah, I feel like we might have the hypothesis here.
Like Green Goblin was compelling. You had a Dr. Octopus in the second one. That was super compelling. Venom in the third. That was huge. I mean, Dark Knight.
Come on.
The Joker.
Come on.
Come on. Come on.
Come on.
and what there are certain movies that are also more fun to watch that don't really have a memorable villain too.
Mm-hmm.
Like the Guardians of the Galaxy movies.
That's true.
Those are more fun because of the protagonist.
Those are like crew. Like you get a team of heroes. That's already.
That is the focus. Too. That is
Like that kind of offsets. I feel like because all you have to have really is some big bad that it'll take teamwork to solve, and that's kind of the adventure that you're interested in.
That's true.
But like when they aren't dealing with that, they just aren't being fun. Like they aren't being,
It's more fun when it's personal.
It is. It's just, it's more fun when it's personal.
That's a motto right there. It's a terrible motto.
That's a terrible motto. I was gonna say, but it's a motto.
It could be a motto for television shows.
Something like that. Yeah.
It's more fun when it's personal.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's why Walter White would have been very compelling as a villain from Jesse Pinkman's perspective, because no matter what kept him in it was Walter, because he felt like he had to.
Yeah. And like imagine getting like that first person, like Jesse went through some shit. Like
all the shit.
The entire show I'm like, yo, like I mean, I feel bad kinda, Walt, like you kinda become more fucked up as we get into this more. But like Jesse, like he's getting better the more we get into this, and he's getting like the shit into the stick. Like, god damn.
Exactly. It was just always so disappointing. I mean, when he let Jessica Jones die, I was fucking pissed. I never forgave Walt.
I don't think I did either.
I never forgave him.
I don't think he ever forgave himself.
He didn't. He never did.
Yeah.
And he shouldn't have.
Yeah.
Frankly, I don't like Walter White. He's a shit dude. Great character, shit dude.
Yeah. Very self-interested.
And that's why it was so refreshing to get a Breaking Bad project that was about Jesse Pinkman.
Like, how many years later is it? Like 9? Or when did it end?
I can't remember. I think 2012? No, that seems early.
2013 maybe?
13, 14, somewhere around there.
Yeah, like it was really satisfying as just a fan, just to get kind of like, even if it's not complete resolution, just to like, kind of reminisce.
It felt like complete resolution for Jesse Pinkman.
It did.
And that's all I wanted.
Yeah.
Because that's all I really cared about. Like, not knowing what was... when I finished watching Breaking Bad, I was like, well, what the fuck happens to Jesse? Like, he's obviously going to be wanted.
And, like, I love that, like, they didn't do a ton with it. Like, they didn't, like, do some crazy shit where he had to, like, start cooking meth again or something. Like, like people were like, like, it's not Breaking Bad. Like, they're not making meth in the RV. Like, it's not, like, that's not what
I wanted.
Yeah, that's not the point of this show. This is a character.
The point of this was Jesse.
Show.
Yeah, the point of this was for Jesse to get out.
And, like, when you think about character development, like, you have to be very, like, the Joker, for example. Like, one of the... Like, honestly, I feel like when it's all said and done, this is going to be one of the, like... I'm going to cite this as one of my, like...
Favorite movies ever.
Favorite movies ever in terms of character development, specifically. Just because it's just masterful. But
it is.
Like, I feel like Breaking Bad was so good because they did... Like, they had a similar focus.
Oh, yeah, for sure. It was definitely a character-driven show. I mean... Just the way Jesse became better while Walter just became worse and worse.
Yeah.
That mirroring of each other was just so... It was poetic.
Poetic justice.
Poetic justice. If I told you that a flower bloomed in a dark room, would you trust it?
Here on the Penny Bloom Pod, you can hear us quote Kendrick during the movie segment.
Correct. But yeah. There were a lot of really satisfying parts in this movie, too.
It felt like Breaking Bad.
It did. And it also felt... It felt bigger, too. Like, it was like...
Yeah, no, it did. It felt like a movie, but it felt like Breaking Bad.
Exactly. It was exactly what it was.
Yeah.
It was a Breaking Bad movie.
I'm also glad that, like, they didn't, like, bring... Like, obviously, Walter White was dead, but, like they only had... like, he wasn't a big part of the story. Like, he wasn't really relevant at all. They kind of had the one scene with them walking out of the hotel and shit, but, like...
Yeah, and that was effective.
They did a good job, like making Jesse, like
defocus.
Well, no, but like during that scene, look younger. Like.
Oh yeah, they did.
Yeah.
And Walt.
Yeah, and like you can tell like just how well the character development has gone, and how he was noticeably different. Like just in terms of attitude, perspective,
everything.
Younger than he is now. Like it's like you can. That's what you know.
That was the point.
That's how it happens.
That's how it's supposed to go. And that's why it's so satisfying to see it play out on screen.
Yeah.
And I was just happy to see Jesse get out.
Yeah.
Make that new life.
That dude was the dude who moved him was gonna piss me off.
I was like, dude,
what the hell? Like, God.
Fuck that dude.
Fuck that dude.
Low-key. But Skinny Pete.
Skinny Pete.
Skinny Pete.
The
MVP.
He said
MVP.
My hero and shit, bro.
He said, "You my hero and shit." Why?
He's just like, Pete, why are you doing it? And like,
why are you doing all this? It's my Aaron Paul. Why are you doing all this? You're my hero and shit.
Yeah, he said that. I was like, they didn't have to do it like
that.
I was like, he really has been the hood hero. Like Jesse really has been the hood. And like that, they know. Like the show, like they know that this show is about Jesse.
Yeah.
Like they no matter how much it's about Walt, this show is about Jesse.
Jesse was every bit as important as Walt was throughout the
story.
And
like the parts where it was just Walt, it felt like Jesse was missing.
It did. They felt like a duality that I needed, but I would have been fine with Jesse.
Like when they were breaking up, I was like, oh, now I gotta follow Walt.
Yeah.
I don't want to hear about your fucking annoying ass wife. Like, all this, God, Skylar to this day is. I don't know if I've ever hated a character more. I liked her towards the end. I was completely fine with her by the last season.
Oh yeah, for sure. But
like the first
few seasons,
3 seasons, I was like,
dude, shut the fuck
I know. I was just like, why are you always like Walt? Why did you marry her?
Why are you the way that you are?
Yeah.
How did you become?
And then she cheated, and I was like, oh, fuck that bitch. Like,
I was like, okay.
I
was like, I get it. I don't support it, but I understand. Because by that point, I was like, well, dude, you suck.
I mean, he did suck. But he can't, like, come on, like, you can't, like.
Get it where you can.
Yeah. I guess.
But,
when the guy she was fucking died, to this day, I'm remembering that scene. Breaking Bad has a couple scenes, like, where you're just like, what the fuck just happened? You're just like, what the hell? Like, who just, like, this just seems so out of place.
But it's just because sometimes shit like that just happens.
Yeah. Didn't he, like, he was running away from, like, the people, and he, like, tripped and, like rammed his head into the refrigerator. He killed himself.
It's a little terrifying how hard you're laughing at this and saying how much you like the Joker, Tavares.
I mean, like, I'm just into dark ass humor. I don't know what it is.
Oh, I am too. That's why I was also laughing my ass off.
I was one of my buddies, Jack. He was with me in Minneapolis when we went and saw the Joker, and 2 of us there had seen it and the other 2 hadn't. And so like we're like, oh, Joker's amazing. And like after we're like, what you think? And they're just like, yo, that movie was seriously fucked up. Like,
exactly.
Like, I was like, what? But like, it was good though. Like, right? Like,
and like it. I think Game of Thrones is really what snapped any barrier for me. Like, I'll watch basically anything on television.
Yeah.
And movies just because like, I've seen it all at this point. You know.
Yeah.
It's just kind of like.
Yeah, honestly, I'm just kind of like these things, like the movies like this and scenes in the Joker would have creeped me out. I would say 3 years ago.
Yeah, like even just a few years ago. Like if I'd have watched the Joker just cap these people and like watch these people literally get bullets in their head,
it didn't faze me.
And that's how desensitized we are.
And
that's how desensitized a lot of people are, because a lot of people like that fucking movie. It is super gruesome. I've watched people get their heads chopped off.
That dude. I will say the scene with the little knife. That the first time I watched it, I was like, damn. And then the second time I watched it, I was just kind of like,
yo, the first time I watched, and the only time I watched him bashing that dude's head in on the wall.
That's the scene I'm talking about.
That one got to me.
That one got to me. That one I will say, and then the scene with his mother, that was fucked up.
Yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah, that's bad.
The first time I watched, I was like, but then the second time around, I didn't. Yeah, I was just kind of.
The second time around, it was more story driven. So it's
exactly. Like I was really focused on like the details of the story. And, like, did you notice like the first times when they showed the staircase? It was very dark and sad. Like, I mean, we're
the
in the
whole
movie
is dark and sad.
And
I mean, we're in the movie category. We can talk about El Camino and Joker.
No, yeah. All right, so listen, the thing is, like, I noticed is like, when it starts out, this movie like does so well because it tells a story and everything else around the characters, like, showing you the development of the characters themselves. So like, for example, the music that you hear in the beginning after he gets his ass kicked, like the intro scene, that music is the same music that they'll continue to play in some of the saddest moments during the movie, until it gets to the point where he commits that first murder, and then he goes to the bathroom, it's a comedy, and then he starts dancing, and it's like I feel like they just told a really clear and concise story that way. Yeah. And like, yeah, it was really cool. Also, my theory about the refrigerator, I think that was kind of the moment, like, where he was, because that was right after he found out. I'm pretty sure, if I remember correctly. Yeah. So this was right after he found out he had gone to see Thomas Wayne, and then he was like, Thomas Wayne had, punched him in the face, been like fuck you, basically. You're not my son. And then he was just kind of like that was him realizing that his mother had, like, his mother was the thing keeping him real. Yeah. That was him realizing that, like, his mother wasn't even real. Like,
she was lying.
She was lying. Everything was a lie. And so, like, he really felt like he had lost all ties to the
reality of things.
Yeah, to the reality of things. And so, to express that, I feel like he gets in the refrigerator, cold, dark place, and he never comes out. Like that, like, or what's his name? Arthur
Fleck.
Arthur Fleck.
He never comes out.
Arthur Fleck never comes out. After that,
it's Joker.
The very next scene is the one where what's the dude from Atlanta? I can't remember his name.
Oh, Brian Tyree Henry.
Yeah.
Paperboy.
The very next scene is when he goes to get the files to prove it, and then like, he straight up, like, before he even gets it and even can verify it, like, through fact, that what he believes to be true is true, he's already like, yeah, I fucked up those other people on the subway. And he goes, wait, what?
Yeah.
And then, like, that was the first time ever that he's shown pride in something that he'd done. Like, before then, he hadn't mentioned it. He just ran from it. Like, he did it, ran from it. And, like, he like, kind of never really openly addressed it again. Until that moment.
What also helped that was he was kind of praised.
Yeah.
For it.
Exact. No, he wanted praise for it. That's why I think the delusion with Zazie Beetz was there, because that's his glamorous. That's what he wanted. Like, he was like, yeah, like, I'm the shit. Like, basically, he was like, it was his passive way of kind of being recognized. And then this adds to my theory about the last scene not happening, where he's on the top of the car. Yeah. That's the finale. He's done the thing. He's figured out, located the root cause of his problems, and it's everyone else except him. And because of them, Arthur Fleck is dead, and he is now the Joker. And he shoots the Robert De Niro, his character, because he's the one who gave him, like, what he wanted, inverted, but the negative side of it. And they acted as if he didn't notice. They tried to like promote him and like basically make more fun of him and like just take advantage of him. And that's kind of that's what the spiel is at the end. Like, that's what that was about. And like, he kills him, and he's like, I'm the Joker. Like, that's it. After that point, like, he dances every time after he kills someone. Like, that's he's just given in to the fact that nobody gets it, but it's funny as fuck.
And in this way, he is one of him and Heath Ledger are the most compelling Jokers of all time.
I know, in very different ways too.
Extremely different ways.
Because I feel like I love this Joker because like you finally understand him, but I still love the Joker as a character because you really don't.
Yeah, you really like because you never can.
Yeah, you never can.
That's not something to understand.
Yeah,
hopefully you don't understand.
Yeah, no, it's not intended to be understood. I think it's intended to send a very twofold message. One, they took this opportunity to tell a story, a realistic, pragmatic story that we can all kind of conceptualize within our own society, focus and revolving around this idea of mental health, but at the same time using that as a character basis for this character who would plausibly, like, I'm sure nowhere in the comics have they said that. I mean, I guess the only, like, so if you look in some Arkham files or whatever, like, we're getting real into, like, some comic book shit, but, like, I'm sure they claim it, he has, like, this list of mental illnesses, but, like, removing that from, like, the comic book world, like, you know, that's just how it has to happen if you're going to do a realistic movie about Joker.
For sure, yeah.
But you still get two sides of the coin, I feel like.
But yeah, El Camino is a really good movie. You should definitely watch it.
El Camino, man.
Don't have as much to say about it. It was just a satisfying ending.
It was.
To a story.
I knew that as soon as I finished it. I was just kind of like, I don't have much to say about it. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, it was.
I'm glad they made this. I'm glad I watched it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because it wasn't like all the other. It wasn't like Breaking Bad as a series. It was just. It was meant for his story alone.
It was
getting
like
the fuck out of there.
1-2 days, like. Or like it was a couple days.
It was
long,
a few
right?
days, yeah.
Yeah, like it like this is picking up right where it left off, and just being like, well, like, you know, he drove off in a car. Here's what happened the next couple days.
Yeah, and I was okay with that. And it was,
which is weird too that they were kind of allowed to do that because like we were all okay with Aaron Paul being like 10 years older, like
yeah, and he does look a little.
He
older.
Looks a lot, yeah. And he's like we were also okay with like this, like, I mean, yeah, no, like the captivity thing at the end of the Breaking Bad show was really good, like jumping point for this story.
Oh, it really was. It made me sad. Like like seeing him when he pointed the gun at Skinny Pete and Badger. I was like, oh man. Like, he is really fucking dealing with it.
But, like, my man just been brutalized by some white supremacists, like.
Fuckers.
Yeah, fuck those guys.
Fuck those pussies. Pussy boys. Fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck you.
Fuck you.
Yeah, El Camino.
El Camino.
The Camino. In Spanish.
El Camino.
I believe it's the road.
I have no idea.
I might be wrong there. I can't remember.
I think it means a car. It definitely doesn't. I was just
Caro.
saying that because a car is named El Camino.
Carro. Caro.
Like, why would you name a car? A car.
Car. The car's brand? The car.
The model?
The
Car.
car. And lastly, car. You know what's better than a car?
What?
A rowboat with Vladimir Putin in it.
Rowboat. That would be hilarious, not gonna lie.
And that is how the story all comes around.
Well, it's been nice.
It's been nice knowing you, Tavares.
It's been nice knowing you as well.
Yeah, I'm kind of done.
Yeah.
I feel like this is the end of the show.
Yeah, you know.
Feels right.
Feels like the moment to kind of wrap things up.
Oh, and all those times I mentioned Vladimir Putin in the rowboat, he was naked the whole